coming up on SportsNight.
Men's basketball gets off to a hot start to open its year.
Women's soccer takes on the Big Ten tourney.
And volleyball has a winning Halla weekend.
Welcome into SportsNight. I'm Sammy Krimstein, joined alongside Miguel Muñoz. Big week in sports, Miguel.
I mean, lots to cover. You aren't lying, Sammy. The World Series, the NBA, and college basketball season has arrived.
Big week in national sports, even bigger week in Northwestern sports. We've got everything you need to know on SportsNight right now.
Welcome one and welcome all. We are back with another episode of Sports Night. Sammy, it's great to be on desk with you, and I mean, what a week in the sports world.
Incredible week. Game 7 of the World Series taking the cake. Miguel, somehow I missed the game. I couldn't watch Game 7. I don't know what I was doing. Where was I? Where could I have been?
I was talking about Northwestern versus Mercyhurst.
Of course.
But I mean, I guess that one was pretty good too. Northwestern men's hoops is all geared up and ready to go, starting their season this past Monday to kick off non-conference action. But how would the Cats fare after such a long offseason in a completely new roster? This past Monday, Northwestern took on Mercyhurst in the men's basketball home opener at Welsh Ryan Arena, with a lot of new Cats making their official debut in front of the Evanston faithful. First possession for the Wildcats, Martinelli works it into Trey Singleton. The highly rated recruit backs down his defender, and he knocks down a jumper for his first Northwestern points. Now the Lakers with the rock skip past to Jake Lemmelman, who fakes Justin Mullins out of his shoes, swings it to the corner, pass back outside to Bernie Blunt III, who pulls up for the fall-away midi and hits the shot, bang. Northwestern just up 5 with a few minutes to go in the half. Martinelli gets it to Jordan Clayton, who takes it right. Sophomore KJ Wyndham gets some space and hits the 3. Cats up 11 at the break. First possession of the second half for Mercyhurst. Lemmelman drives it hard, passes it over his head to Blunt, who pulls up for another jumper that he knocks down. Another one for Blunt. Now off the inbound, Clayton finds a wide open Wyndham, who hits the tray, but that wouldn't be all. The guard blocks Caden Furman's jumper, saves the ball off camera, and NU is now on the break. There goes the speedy Jaden Reed. He finds Mullins, who fumbles it, gets it out to Wyndham, and he shoots, and the 3 again, and it's Coke butter cheese from there. Bang. Northwestern now up late in the half. Cameron Johnson passes it, but it's to the wrong team. Max Green races the ball up the floor and delivers a strike to Aronson Page, who flushes home the hammer. Double-double for the big man. And that would be all from Evanston. After a rocky first half, Northwestern surged in the second to win the game 70-47, 1-0 for the Wildcats to start the new season.
Cats will host Boston University tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Northwestern gets their season underway without one of the cornerstones of their program, Brooks Barnhizer. This summer, Barnhizer became the first Northwestern player to be selected in the NBA draft in 26 years, and the very first to be drafted under head coach Chris Collins. I spoke with Brooks and his family about his next chapter and his Northwestern journey.
Barnhizer with a jam.
If I want to play this game a long time, I kind of know that it's going to take a lot. So I think that, I'm out there, and it does get emotional because you remember all the highs and lows of, my basketball journey up to date. I really love this game. I love this game for what it is and not like what it brings.
It's tough to find someone who loves the game of basketball more than Brooks Barnhizer. And after 4 years playing for Northwestern, he's now living out his lifelong dream, playing in the NBA. Can you tell me at all about the moment you got the call, and just what were some of those emotions when the Thunder drafted you with that selection?
I think a lot of things kind of flashed before you, a lot of the hard work, a lot of the, my last year was very hard with injuries and not being able to finish my year and stuff. So it really just kind of, gratitude is probably the word that really just kind of, resonates with me.
I think the coolest part for me was his his best friends from Northwestern were down, and for him to share that with them was cool.
Being his brother, I'm just really happy for him. He worked so hard. He's a great person. Yeah, I mean, this couldn't have happened to anybody any better.
Really proud of Brooks. We watch all his games, and I know he's repping Northwestern really proudly up there in the NBA.
Joining the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder, Brooks walks into a locker room of guys that compete just like he does. Brooks describes OKC as a match made in heaven.
Kind of get guys, I think, that have a lot of similar, views and beliefs, not only on the court, but just kind of how, you should like kind of treat life and everything.
He's like got real toughness, you have to be tough to play in the NBA, but he's got like kind of another level toughness.
In preseason play, Brooks was getting comfortable. Multiple double-double performances, including right here at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee. In the second regular season game of his career, Brooks returned to his home state of Indiana to play the Pacers, scoring his first NBA points with his whole family in attendance.
It was special. If you would have told me last year when he was hurt for Northwestern that he would have got drafted by the NBA champs and he would have played in the first 2 games of the season and scored his first basket in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we're from, I would have told you you're lying.
Basketball is a family affair for the Barnhizers. Growing up in Lafayette, Indiana, Brooks, his brother Braxton, and his dad Mark, who doubled as coach for his 2 sons, woke up at 5 a.m. each morning, getting up hundreds of shots before the first ring of the school bell.
Those years were by far the most gratifying, time in my life. There's nothing like being in the gym with those 2. I mean, it's just the best feeling in the world.
Number 13, Brooks Barnhizer.
Brooks didn't play much his freshman year, but by the time his senior season rolled around, he was regarded as one of the best players in the Big Ten and looked primed for an all-conference season. But sometimes in sports, fate isn't fair.
The decision was made to shut it down, and so he's not going to be with us the rest of the year. It's the right decision, but he left it all out there, and I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but I love that kid.
After working back from a late summer foot injury, Brooks re-injured his foot in Northwestern's game against Michigan State on January 12th. His season could have ended there, but he continued to play anyway for almost 3 weeks.
Everywhere I go, like Northwestern's going to be with me. And I really mean that. Like everywhere I go, like Northwestern's in my heart and, I wear Northwestern on my sleeves.
When the Cats' season came to a close and it came time to clean out his locker, Brooks just couldn't do it. He loved Northwestern and his Northwestern family too much.
The one thing about Northwestern I love was like our players know the students in the crowd. And like I would know them on a personal level. So they mean the world to me. And hopefully I can just keep going on and continue to make, you guys proud, make Northwestern proud, and, just really push the envelope every time I get on the court.
Does he have another tonight? The give. Barnhizer. And wow!
Brooks Barnhizer loves the game of basketball. And even as he begins his NBA journey, his love for Northwestern shines through. For NNN Sports Night, I'm Sammy Krimstein. Thank you so much to Brooks and his family for allowing me to tell their story. Such an honor having the chance to cover one of Northwestern's greats.
And on to women's basketball. In their final tune-up before the beginning of the regular season, women's basketball welcomed Lewis University to Welsh Ryan Arena. Second-year Wildcat Grace Sullivan was the star of the Wildcats' 82-49 win, tallying 23 points on 9 of 16 shooting, with 5 rebounds and a couple assists to go with it. Sticking with the seniors, guard Caroline Lau led the Northwestern with 9 assists on the night, also grabbing 6 boards. Head coach Joe McCune also welcomed a bevy of newcomers to the floor, the most notable being Tate Lash. The Furman transfer notched 10 points on 3 of 5 shooting in her NU debut, auditioning to become a member of this Cats starting lineup against IU Indy in the season opener. But after such a dominant exhibition, the season's official start would prove to be more of a test.
It's the season opener of Joe McEwen's final season. The Wildcats host IU Indy at Welsh Ryan Arena. Back and forth game from the start. Smith's shot falls. Here come the Wildcats, though. Caroline Lau taking the ball up quickly, looks for a pass, finds Taylor Thomas under the rim, and U ties it at 4. few minutes later, Casey Harder works in the post, drains the fadeaway. Northwestern leading 14-11 after 10 minutes. Second quarter, Cats working the ball around the perimeter. Lash all the way out across the court. Zamaya Walton, yes sir, drains the three-pointer. Wildcats lead at the break. Northwestern continuing to find its footing from three in the second half. Loud dribbles towards the rim. Open, Harder, bang. Cats hold a 4-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Turnovers, a big problem all night for Northwestern. This time, Harder coughs it up. Haley Smith taking her time getting down the court, making an easy layup. Visitors down with seconds to go. Craig answers the Jaguars' prayers, but the Wildcats finish it out. Zamaya Walton in the late stages of the fourth quarter, shooting and scoring. Northwestern taking the lead, and they win the game. 67-64 victory for the Cats. They start the McEwen era on a high note. Northwestern returns to the floor on Sunday afternoon to take on Southern Illinois Edwardsville.
With one team ramping up their season, another was looking to finish its own on a high note. Northwestern field hockey faced off against Michigan State for their senior day, hoping to pick up a win to finish off the Big Ten slate with a perfect conference record ahead of the Big Ten tournament. Spooky season scaries awaited Northwestern in East Lansing last Friday. Maddie Lawler and Lyra Gavino were ready for their shot at downing the Big Ten champs, but they'd have to do it against a quite intimidating scarecrow-like figure in the 6'1" Juliana Bone, a riveting sight for the opposing team in the circle. Let's start with a fun one with Northwestern penalty quarter. Sessa inserting stop by Ilse Trump for Amaya Zavinovich, but no, says Gavino. Scoreless first period, but midway through the second, Sessa would rectify that. A scrum by the cage sends the ball flying off the post and right in front of the junior. That's like getting Reese's peanut butter cups when trick-or-treating. Sessa says, thank you very much. I'll take that for my 15th goal of the year, but I'll be back for more soon. And by soon, I mean end of the first half. Inserts the corner just to get it back and put the Cats up 2 heading into the half. Quarter 3 now, another corner stopped by Trump again, and she says, hold on, Ashley, I want to get in on the fun too. Gavino says, not today, pal. But Kate Jansen asked her, are you sure about that? 3 zilch for Northwestern. All of a sudden, the Cats dominating against Michigan State. Last leg of the game, and guess who? Ashley Sessa again. Goes with the backhand and uses her magic stick to unveil a hat trick on Halloween. Far from Christmas, but whenever she sees green, she sees red and goes off. Oh, by the way, we're not done yet. Number 4, you have just earned yourself a penalty stroke, and of course, it's cash money. Only 4 Wildcats have scored 4 goals in a game. Sessa became the 5th as Northwestern runs the table for a 3rd straight year, 3 consecutive undefeated regular seasons in the Big Ten. NU's victory over the Spartans marks their final regular season game of the year. Next up, the Cats await a matchup as the top dog of the Big Ten, looking to run the table and win the conference after losing in the final a year ago.
And when we return from the break, a new segment, Defend and Deny. Get ready for it.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, now!
Welcome back to Sports Night. Sammy, I was walking on my way here. I was freezing. I can't believe it's already November and week 8 of the school year.
It's starting to get cold. May have some snow coming in Sunday. Time flies, though, when you're having... Wait, do you hear that, Miguel?
Hear what?
The sweet sounds of Mariah Carey.
Oh, God.
It's Christmas time.
Don't get me started on Christmas time in November. Thanksgiving hasn't even happened yet, Sammy. I mean...
Deck the halls. That's all I'm saying. Let's
right.
go. I'm ready.
Fair enough.
I'm ready.
You know, listen good. I have one rule. Christmas season doesn't start until Northwestern football season ends. Northwestern enters the home stretch of its football season with just 4 games left on the regular season slate and 1 win needed to clinch that oh-so-sweet bowl eligibility. Matt Campbell and Pierson Strandquist are here to debate the team as they look to secure postseason play.
Thanks, Miguel. We're going to try to soothe your Christmas gripes, but dude, it's been a while since we've been on Sports Night together. Been too long.
Yeah, man, I'm just hyped to be back with you, and what better way for us to start back together than a brand new segment for Sports Night called Defend or Deny.
3 hot takes. You either defend them or deny them. It's quite simple, so let's jump into it with statement number 1. Caleb Komolafe is a top 10 running back in the Big Ten. Defend or deny? Pierson, what do you got?
You know, I'm going to defend this one, no question, man. This isn't just about stats. It's about being clutch, too. After being elevated to RB1, he set a career high in that gritty UCLA win and closed out a Penn State upset. And then on top of that, just torched Nebraska for a new career high of 125 yards and 2 scores. The bigger the stage, the better this guy gets. The numbers show it, Matt, too. He's 8th in the Big Ten in rushing, tied 9th in touchdowns, and he's doing that while splitting carries with Joe Hyman. If Komolafe keeps it up at this level, he's certainly top 10, Matt, and he could easily push for top 5 by season's end.
Hey, I got to agree with you. The guy is fulfilling his potential, but I got to deny this one. Not to say Caleb Komolafe isn't a great RB1, but he's just not as efficient as a Noah Winnington or a Justice Haynes in the backfield. Komolafe doesn't even lead his team in yards per carry because Joe Hyman is right up there with him at that 4.9 mark. He's got the power, he's got the durability, but the one thing he's missing is that breakaway speed. If he could develop that, it'll truly get him on the map. I got him at my 11 slot right now, right outside the top 10, but his performance tomorrow night against USC might just change my mind.
And change your mind it will, at least in my opinion. Here's statement number 2. The Northwestern defense has been great, but are they ready for the blistering arm of Jaden Mailava? And for me, I'm denying that, Matt. I'll take the ball from you. Here's the thing. Don't get fooled by that 9 for 23, 135-yard performance against Nebraska for Mailava. That was an outlier. He knows that. Mailava's still the 2nd in the Big Ten in passing yards and 2nd nationally in QBR, which is top 25 all-time at 90.3. He's lit up the 3 ranked teams, averaging 319 yards versus Illinois, Michigan, and Notre Dame. And if Northwestern's offense can't sustain drives, that'll tire out the defense and make a tough task even harder. The Cats' D has been a revelation this season, but they haven't faced a weapon like Mailava, and he'll be slinging it with a vengeance.
See, I got to agree with you. Mailava's probably the best quarterback that Northwestern defense will face this season, but I'm a homer. So I'm going to take Northwestern winning the matchup. Northwestern secondary carrying a ton of momentum into this week. As of the NCAA stats, the 13th best passing defense in the country by yards per attempt. Nebraska's run game is what killed them in their matchup 2 weeks ago, but tomorrow's game is going to be a chess match through the air. I'd be a fool to bet against the number 7 institution in the nation if we're talking about brain power.
Fair enough, and I hope you're right, man. And on that note, we have our final statement. Northwestern will become bowl eligible. Are they going to get it done, Matt?
A resounding yes. Look, I'm not saying USC is a guaranteed victory tomorrow, but the road ahead is clearing up for Northwestern. Michigan looking a bit sluggish in recent weeks. Minnesota looking very beatable after needing overtime to defeat a winless Spartans team. And Illinois hasn't looked the same since that 24-7 loss to Washington. So to say that the Cats can't steal at least 1, if not 2, against programs that are on the fence is a terrible assessment of the growth that this team has had this season. I think they get it done.
For me, Matt, I agree wholeheartedly. You're not going to catch me denying David Braun and co.'s sole goal this season. This team currently has a 72.7% chance to go bowling according to team rankings, and I'd be so disappointed if they don't get it done. I mean, Minnesota's on paper the easiest, but all 4 of their opponents, as you said, looked mortal over the bye week, and then you should have chance in each of those matchups.
Hey, bowl game or no bowl game, this is going to be an interesting discussion at the end of the season. But for now, let's just stick to being football fans dressed in purple and white. And on that note, let's kick it back to you on desk.
Matt and Pierson, thank you guys so much. Let's hope Northwestern is able to become bowl eligible. They'll have their first chance to do so against USC this next Friday under the lights at 8 p.m. Central in Los Angeles.
Speaking of postseason play, Big Ten tournament time for Northwestern women's soccer. They traveled to West Lafayette last week for the first round of the Big Ten tournament, taking on the number 10 ranked USC Trojans. Pressure high as ever, win or go home. 22 minutes into the first half, Cats finally have some open space. Kira Kemmerly goes for the goal. Carver there for the save. Both teams remaining scoreless going into halftime. Neither one getting anything going on offense, and they would only record 2 shots on goal between the two teams. Second half would prove to be slow as well. No threatening offense from either team for the first 40 minutes. But here's an errant pass that would be intercepted by Norkett. She flies down the field, outrunning her defender, shoots, scores for the Cats, putting them ahead with just 5 minutes remaining, placing the dagger in the hopes of success for USC. That was all it took. Northwestern defeat the USC Trojans in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, advancing to the second round after a confident 1-0 win.
And looking to continue that Cinderella run, Northwestern women's soccer next faced Michigan State, number 2 in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinal. 10 minutes into the action, and Michigan State steals the ball from Northwestern. It's Emerson Sargent dribbling towards the goalie box. She sends a shot at Naima Nelson, but she is there for the save to keep the Spartans scoreless. Wildcats would then go on a counterattack a few minutes later. Megan Norkett moves into the attacking third, and she uses some fancy footwork to get the shot off, but it's right at Noelle Henning, who kept the game scoreless all the way until halftime. Into the second half now, Michigan State has a corner kick opportunity. Initially, Nelson saves it, and then Akayla Briggs sends it wide of the net on the second chance. Tough one for the Spartans. Later in the second half, the Spartans are still looking for their breakthrough. Reagan Dalton steals it and gets it to Briggs, who fires a perfect shot at the perfect height right over Nelson's head, and Michigan State is finally on the board. In the final few seconds, Nelson tries a desperation kick, but it harmlessly bounces out of bounds. The Cats fall to 1-0 in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinals. That'll be it for Northwestern as its hopeful Cinderella run in the Big Ten tournament comes to an end. The Cats will now wait to see if they've done enough to earn an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament, set to be announced this coming Monday.
Northwestern men's soccer had a pair of opportunities to climb up the Big Ten standings this week, starting with a matchup against number 17 Indiana on Friday. It was a back-and-forth first half, Indiana attempting 5 corner kicks, but the Cats' defense held strong, helping Rafael Ponce de Leon put a 0 up in the first 45 minutes. Cats got on the scoreboard in the 59th minute off a corner kick, with Bryant Mayer header finding the feet of Alejandro Martinez Santamaria, who buried it in the back of the net. Northwestern didn't stop there. Aaron O'Reilly scored another goal 6 minutes later, giving the home team a 2-goal advantage. Ponce de Leon kept his clean sheet intact in the second half, and the Wildcats picked up a ranked win on Halloween. And they returned to action Tuesday, traveling up to Madison to take on the 6-8 Wisconsin Badgers. The teams remained scoreless until the 86th minute, when Thomas Reinbold broke the hearts of Northwestern fans, scoring the lone goal of the game for Wisconsin. Northwestern, unable to pull off a late-game miracle, fell 1-0, dropping their 5th Big Ten game. The Cats will close out the regular season tomorrow night as they take on Ohio State at Northwestern Medicine Field at Martin Stadium. And when we come back, volleyball getting hot. Don't go anywhere.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Crazy week in sports, also a crazy week in politics, some elections. I know you're a New Yorker, Miguel. It's a big election there.
I mean, Sammy, pretty crazy. There was a second there where I thought we'd get our first mayor who's been shot in the back of a taxi cab by the Gaudis and Gambinos. I mean, they got to write a mafia movie about this guy.
Hey, Miguel, I don't think you'd be too bad of a mayor yourself thinking about running.
I mean, don't be glazing me here, Sammy. I mean, let's get back to what we're really here to discuss, Northwestern volleyball.
Northwestern volleyball entered the week with a massive opportunity, sitting at 3-7 in the conference standings. Facing two opponents also near the bottom of the Big Ten, could they get a few big wins to propel themselves back into the mix? Let's see. On a spooky Halloween night, Northwestern volleyball welcomed the Iowa Hawkeyes to Welsh Ryan Arena, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Here at the end of the first, Elnady digs, Carter sets, and it's Rylan Reed back from the grave, or at least from injury, to put set 1 away for Northwestern. Late in the second, Cats handle Iowa's serve, and the ball finds its way back to the arm of Reed. 7 kills this set to give the Cats a 2-0 lead. Northwestern looking to go home early, but the Hawkeyes say not so fast. Claire Amaral sets it up for Van Zant. Elnady can't manage the dig, and Iowa takes set number 3, 25-23. Hawkeyes started out set 4 with a 9-0 run, but the Cats fought back. Nordemir sets it up for Elnady. She slams the first of her 6 set 4 kills to the hardwood. The Cats start to eat into the deficit, but it would not be enough. Bounce set, and it's an off-tempo kill from Alexandra Stojanovic. What started as a cakewalk, horror show for Northwestern. Not over by a long shot, though. Set 5 for the Cats. It's Elnady on the dig. Carter finds Reed by the far antenna. Iowa blocks it, but Carter tips it back up. Match point for the Cats. The Hawkeyes, they know they need to score here. Get it back over. Reed gets the dig. Nordemir sends it back to her, but Reed's shot is blocked. Nordemir again to Drew Wright, and Northwestern is going to win the game. A thriller in 5 sets for the Cats.
Last Sunday, NU volleyball hit the court at Welsh Ryan Arena for a conference home game against Maryland. The Cats have been struggling with a losing record in conference play and look to catch a win over the 1-11 Terrapins. After Northwestern clinched a close 27-25 first set win with Drew Wright's 28th ace of the season, the Wildcats went on to win the second set more handily. While the Cats lost set 3, their average of 15 kills per set was enough to dominate Maryland's defense, nabbing a Wildcat win in just 4 total sets and bringing their record up to 15-9 on the year. The game was a notable achievement for Northwestern's Aya Elnady, who made her 250th kill of the season during set 4. It was the high kill and ace count along with some strong digs from Lauren Carter that brought the Cats the victory. You can catch the Cats tonight as they're off to the City of Angels for a conference match against USC.
Halloween morning, Northwestern cross country headed into Lansing, Michigan for the Big Ten Championships. The Wildcats came into the meet at number 8 in the country, highest ranking in program history. Northwestern earned a podium finish, coming in behind only 4th-ranked Oregon and 12th-ranked Penn State. The Wildcats, once again led by Ava Earle, who finished in 13th with a blistering time of 20:24.5. Ava Cronity and Maddie Whitman both also finished in the top 20, with Cronity earning 14th place and Whitman closing the race in at 17th. All 3 runners earned second-team All-Big Ten thanks to their stellar performance. Holly Smith and Anna Hightower also finishing in the top 30. Northwestern's postseason run rolls on in just over a week when the Wildcats take on the NCAA Midwest Regional in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The last time the Cats went to Stillwater, they won the Cowboy Preview on August 29th. A great sign for next Friday.
After a week-long break, Northwestern men's and women's tennis was back in action over Halloween weekend at the Big Ten Singles and Doubles Championship in Madison, Wisconsin. For the men's side, while there were flashes of tricks and treats, the overall haul was a mixed bag. 2 Cats got upset in the first round of singles play, including 12th seed Jacob Golden, but his teammates Vincent Yane and Dylan Charlap picked up the slack, winning 3-set thrillers before getting bounced in the round of 32. Yane and Charlap continued that momentum as doubles partners, making it all the way to the quarterfinals before exiting ceremoniously to a Wisconsin pair that ended up losing in the final. Next up for NU is the ITA Conference Masters Championships in San Diego, California, which commenced earlier today. Meanwhile, on the women's side, Mika Dagan-Fruitman and Nina Feldman started off November with a bang, topping national number 14 Michigan in doubles play this morning to reach the quarterfinals of the ITA Central Sectional Championships in College Station, Texas. While results from this tournament will be pending for the next couple days, Northwestern will be heading to the tournament. Will be heading to Notre Dame Invite next weekend. And here's how you can catch the Cats. Men's basketball welcomes in Boston University on Friday for its 2nd game of the year.
Men's soccer takes on Ohio State later on that same day.
And football travels out west to fight the Trojans to finish off the nightcap. Wait, no, stop. Don't move an inch. We've still got plenty more coming your way after a quick break.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Sammy, we've talked about a lot in this Sports Night episode. I mean, everyone's favorite sporting event, the World Series.
Everyone's favorite holiday, Christmas.
And everyone's favorite mayoral candidate, Curtis Lewa. Sammy, how can we possibly top this?
You know what? I think we got something. Roll it.
Plays of the week it is. In the 3-hole now, Megan Norkett jumps on the loose ball in the midfield and takes a big touch into the box, where she slots it home in the bottom right corner to advance the Cats to the next round. Game ends at 1-0 after Norkett's big finish.
Up at number 2, Joe Suhetsky on the corner kick. He's going to whip it to the far post. Mayer on the end of the 6-yard box. He sends it into the back of the net, over the defender, slotting it into that top left corner. Cats win against Indiana.
And our top play, Northwestern versus Mercyhurst this Monday. Lakers with the ball on offense, down 16. He goes up for the shot and it's blocked by KJ Wyndham. Jaden Reed picks up the rebound and starts a transition. He finds Justin Mullins. Mullins almost losing it and barely keeps it in, finding who else but KJ Wyndham. KJ all day. Wyndham knocks it home as Northwestern dominates Mercyhurst.
And with that, another episode of Sports Night come and gone.
I mean, huge shout out to you, Sammy! Blast being on desk with you in all seriousness.
Likewise, Miguel, really fun time. Shout out to everyone back there on the crew. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at @NNN_sports and on X at NNN Sports for all continuing coverage of everything Northwestern.
Shout out to our entire Sports Night crew for making it all happen. I'm Miguel Muñoz.
I'm Sammy Krimstein.
Have a good night.